Ladies and gentlemen, it is Francis the Hedgehog, and welcome to a brand new reaction series. This is Be My Servant by Gia the Dark Angel. Oh boy, this is gonna get nuts. I am going to be voicing both characters for this particular reaction along with the reaction itself. Please subscribe to Gia the Dark Angel. She deserves it. Link to episode 1 in the comments, in the description as well. Enjoy. Let's go. You may call me Infinite. In the brief moments that remain to you, Gia walks past him with headphones listening to music. Cowardly, arrogant, ignorant, insignificant, worms. It's clear that you all need to experience something like that to understand the preciousness of life. Come, I will be the one that will teach you that lesson. She is still listening to music. The world shall be filled with absolute infinite darkness and fear. I'm the Phantom Ruby, and I am going to be your god. All will cover in my presence, and anyone who dares, I believe the next sentence will be theirs, and anybody who dares not will simply cease to exist. Infinite began charging a dark energy blast, with a red aura coming out of his hands, and an ominous shadow appearing above him. I'm waiting. Come and see what happens when a worm challenges fate. Tia starts singing Infinite theme song as I am still walking with headphones on. Toot 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 toot. No, just kidding. Your mockery only proves how. Your mockery only proves how desperate you are. Pathetic, worthless worm. Infinite and fired a dark energy blast at you, which blasted into the ground and caused the earth to open under you. Fall! Infinite is the one that decides your fate, not you. The wings appeared on calm myself and looks at him puzzled. Did you try to kill me, dog? Oh, G is angry now. Infinite raised both hands and laughed. Ha 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 ha. And now, the end begins. He then flew directly towards you, his red aura and ominous shadow becoming more prominent as he came closer. Your death is inevitable, worm, for it is my destiny to rule this world, and no one can stand in my way. You cannot escape death, and you cannot stand in my way. So now, perish, yes, perish. Infinite then prepared to deliver the final blow. Oh my goodness, this is getting nuts. Gio flies up and punches him. That his mask comes off. After getting punched in the face, and with his mask getting destroyed, Infinite became furious and absolutely shocked. How dare you? You, you fool! You, you invincible! You, you, you worm! I, I will not stand this any longer, worm. Now, you, you will perish. Infinite then began charging another energy blast. Just perish. Gia backs away. It's you. You are. Infinite then became confused after you backed away. What? What? What are you doing? Infinite then began shaking in fear. No! No, no! This can't be! It can't be! I I can't it I can't be. Infinite then began to cry in fear. This can't be. How can this be? I I'm 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 infinite. How is this happening? Infinite then fell silent and then became comatose. Gia runs off in fear. As you run away, the red aura that surrounded Infinite disappeared, revealing him to be just a normal person without his mask. A normal person who's now in a seemingly comatose state. Gia runs off that I fall off runs off. That I fall off a cliff hanging on a rock cliff. As you fall off the cliff, you land back on solid ground. It seems that Infinite uses reality warping powers to save you from death. But why? Why did he save you? If all you did was beat him, destroy his mask, and reduce him to a state of despair. Gia says, Huh? As I touched the ground, did he save me? No matter. I gotta hide from him. You then hear Infinite's voice through a megaphone. I have given you that chance to escape my power. Do not squander it. Then suddenly, a portal appears next to you. Now, take the opportunity and flee. For I am now in control, and you are not welcomed in my world. The portal suddenly starts to close. It seems that he wasn't giving you the chance to flee out of generosity, rather because he didn't want you around. Gia runs off. I can't trust him as I fall in a cracked glass that leads into a trap. Infinite laughs mechanically. Ah, ah, wow, that was interesting. And now the real fun begins. Infinite then flies into the distance. As you fall through the cracked glass and into the trap, it seems that you have evaded the mad god for today. But he still watches you. He still waits. He still prepares. Ah, thud. After thudding, you come to your sense, only to find yourself in an ominous room, chained to the floor. In the distance, you see Infinite standing over you. Ah, ah. So you have awoken from your from your slumber. Now you are mine. Infinite then points at you, and you will suffer. You will suffer for your insolence, for your rebellion, for your defiance. Infinite then teleports away, leaving you alone with his henchmen. What will you do? Geo says, "What has changed around my neck? Why are you doing this? And I don't belong to you or anyone else." The headsman laughed and laughed mechanically. Ha 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 ha. So you don't want to become the property of our master? Too bad. Headsman number 2 says, "You should have thought about that before you decided to rebel against him. Now, pay the consequences." The headsman didn't prepare to kill you. Now, do you accept your fate or do you fight back? How will you escape? Dia says, "Wings comes out as knife shoots out of them." The knives cut through the headsman's flesh like butter, killing them instantly. The knives also managed to cut through the chains, allowing you to escape from the grabs. A door suddenly appears. Do you enter? Yes or no? I'm gonna say Jesus no. Gia says, "Ghost of you then see a door on the left with a red light above it, and a door on the right with a blue light. Which way do you go? Left, right, or do you just explore the hallway that you're in?" Gia says, "Goes to the hallway as I start crunching down to be very quiet, not to be heard." As you are quiet and slowly exploring the hallway, you suddenly bump into a guard. He suddenly spots you, then draws his sword. He then begins to charge at you. The guard says, "You, how dare you trespass in the royal halls? I will cut you down where you stand. So, I highly suggest you to face me. Face me, and be destroyed by my power." The guard looks much more imitating than your previous headsman that you face. You're not sure if you can actually beat this guy. What will you do? Gia says, "Gives in myself with my hands up as I fall onto my knees. Basically surrender." Oh my goodness, here we go. The guard then laughed mechanically. "I knew you weren't going to put up much of a fight. You are just like everyone else who challenged our Lord. You are nothing. You are inferior. You are weak." The guard then prepares to cut you down. But just before he does, a voice suddenly calls out to the guard. Infinite says, "Hold!" I like this music. The guard is shocked and surprised. He suddenly turns to his right where you see Infinite pointing his sword at the guard. "How dare you challenge my authority?" He is shocked. Infinite says, I am your God. You will respect my commands or you will be punished by death." The guard is frozen in place. He is too scared to do anything. Now, put down your weapon and leave. Never, never come back. The guardian drops his weapon and flees in fear. There, now, you have escaped my royal halls. And with my help, with my help, Gia says, Gia backs away in fear. What do you want with me? As my wings flapping by fear as everything in the hallways get knocked down. Infinite laughs mechanically assumed by the display of terror and fear that you are showing. You shall see soon enough. Infinite then begins walking away, but just before he is out of sight, Infinite turns to you and speaks. Remember, you aren't safe anywhere. This beat slaps though. Infinite then begins walking away, but just as he is out of sight, Infinite turns to you and speaks. Remember, you aren't safe anywhere. And with that, Infinite is gone. The dark hallway is now empty and silent. You are alone. What will you do now? Gia is panting by fear. What does he want with me? As I fall onto my knees, shaking, trembling with fear. You are scared and trembling, but you're now alone. The place is quiet and empty. It seems that you have survived your first encounter with Infinite and managed to get away from him. But just because you got away from him, doesn't necessarily mean you're safe. I have a feeling there's a plot twist coming. Just saying that right now. Gets up and tries to the red door. You go through the red door. It has a red light above it. On it, you see the following words written in blood. Oh. Only through death can one go to a new life. Do you open the door? Yes or no? I have a feeling G is gonna say yes. Let's see if I'm right. Opens the door and walks in, always right. You open the door and enter. As you do, you can see 3 coffins in the center of the room. They are extremely detailed. They are lined with gold. I have a red velvet like something here. A red velvet light interior and have a crown on top. They are very beautiful and look as if they were made for royalty. Next to each of the coffins, you see a red orb with a face on it. They look rather suspicious and have red eyes. They also appear to be staring right at you. Do you approach them, yes or no? And then Gia says backs away, Uh-oh. I shouldn't be in here as the door slams shut, leaving me in here. Let's see what happens next. Suddenly, 2 of the coffins open, showing 2 corpses wearing kingly clothing with crowns on their heads. As you watch the corpse on the left opens their eyes, and looks towards you and begins to speak. You do not have any business here. Leave, or curse, or be cursed to death. But how do I get out of here? I'm locked in. The corpse on the left then raises a hand, with its palm facing towards you. It begins to glow dark red, and then fires a dark red beam at you. The beam hits you, and you are immediately thrown back. You are now unconscious. Oh no! I had a feeling the plot twist was there. And Dia does get knocked out here. Huh? Oh! Close his eyes as he gets knocked out. As you lose consciousness, you begin to wake up again in another dark room. You are now chained up. Your eyes are also gagged, and you are bleeding from where the beam hit you. You are now completely incapable of fighting back, and are at the mercy of whoever took you. What will you do? I have a feeling. Next episode. You open your eyes again. Oh, wait, I missed one line. Oh, there, Harry, you miss a line. Wakes up. What happened? You open your eyes again. Unfortunately, you are now unable to speak due to the gag. You are also chained up, which limits your movement. You are unable to move your hands, and it's quite clear that you are now completely incapable of defending yourself in this situation. Ooh, let's see. You start moving around, and then you realize they have been surrounded by corpses dressed in former clothing. Their eyes are all glowing blue, and their gazes are all now fixed onto you. You start to feel nervous. What are they doing? Do you get scared? Her mind, she says, oh no. Interesting. Suddenly, suddenly, you are approached by another corpse. This is one is dressed in a different style from the others, as it has long cape, red crown, red mask. And the red mask, he has glowing red eyes and begins looking down on you. The masked corpse says, so you are the one who was unfortunate enough to get lost in this domain. You are now a permanent addition to this collection. Oh, it's getting nuts. The masked corpse says, your screams will add to our collection. It will fill me with great pleasure. The corpse then draws out a dagger and starts to approach you. The masked corpse says, the more you scream, the more your pain will fuel our life force. It is only a matter of time until you join us for eternity. The corpse then raises the dagger and prepares to kill you. for the Phantom Ruby. And for Master, you will die. Gia starts staring up. The corpse gets closer and closer to you. You can feel the cold steel of its blade getting closer to your neck. This beat is smacking. It's really good. You can now smell the corpse's breath. It smells rotten, like a rotting corpse smell, as it is filled with death and decay. The corpse now places the knife against your neck. You are now less than a second from being cut from a steel razor sharp dagger. Oh, this is getting nuts. Wings comes out and shoots knives. You manage to use your wings too. You manage to reuse your rings to stab the corpse, sending him tumbling back. The corpses surrounding you all give off a deafening, unearthly scream as the corpse backs away, looks at his knife, which is now soaked in blood. He then starts laughing mechanically. As you're now surrounded by the sound of mechanical laughter, what will you do? Dia screams, "Help me!" But Infinite Ejaco AI says, "No one comes to help you. Instead, you are laughed at by the laughing corpses." They are all smiling, but not in a happy way. In a sadistic, mocking way that sends shivers down your spine. The corpse with the knife starts advancing towards you again. What will Gia do? In my opinion, she will give up and die. That's what you think. I'm thinking he's gonna do something cool. She gives in as a tear up in tears. I told you so. The corpse raises his knife high above his head, and you can hear the corpse laughing mechanically as he sees your reaction. It is a sadistic and cruel laugh. But before he can execute you, a blood-curdling and horrifying scream erupts from behind you. All the corpses suddenly stop laughing and turn towards it in fear. What caused them to stop laughing? You turn your head and face across the stream. Your eyes have never felt such terror. What do you see? Gia's surprised. Gia doesn't have no idea. Carl's away, backing up in terror. Ooh, this is getting tasty. You have escaped the grasp of the corpses, but now face a much more terrifying monster. The monster stares at you with a menacing grin and begins to approach. After a few steps, it leans down and begins sniffing you, as if it was expecting you or seeing that you were made of. Ooh, I smell lunch. You with your lunch stuff. I can smell your fear. Panting as saliva runs down through the gag, as I am shaking in fear. Lunch is here. The creature then slowly circling you. It then roars loudly, a horrifying sound that sends shivers down your spine. The corpses in the room all freeze in place, unable to even think about moving. They are now so terrified by the monster that the thought of death does not scare them. They are left in an imaginable state of total fear. What will you do? Gia says, stay still as I'm trying to be calm. The monster having circled around you and seems they don't pose a threat, lets out a roaring, monstrous laugh at your reaction. The corpses in the room hear the laugh and shudder at the sound. Before all of them turn into dust, now the only two beings in the room were you and that monster. It then approaches. You can smell the creature's rancid breath, rotting flesh, and blood from its many victims. The creature is now right in front of you. What will Gia do? Flinches in mine. Someone save me, please save me. There was no one else in sight, but now you're faced with the creature in front of you. It then looks down on you and roars loudly, right in your face, causing you to fall. You are left coughing on the floor. The monster is now above you. What will you do? Gia tears up in fear. The monster, now standing above you, then turns to the side and spits blood onto you. As your face is now covered in the monster's blood, you can see that the creature has an unusually large mouth with sharp teeth, a mouth which it could easily gobble you into without chewing. The creature has the ability to eat you whole if it is so desired. It has the ability to devour you with this one bite. You are now face to face with it, the enormous rolling creature with blood-stained teeth. What will you do? What would you do? Gia says, backs away in fear and falls to a cracked floor. You see the eyes of the monster in front of you and its gaping maw above you. You then fall through a crack in the floor, falling through what seems like a dark, bottomless pit. You fall for a long time, feeling all alone, so you suddenly feel a wave of panic rush over you. However, just as you feel this, you hit the ground on your back. You are now you suddenly feel a wave of panic over you. However, just as you feel this, you hit the ground on your back. You are now back in the same dark room with the monster staring down at you. It is now looming over you, right above you. Oh no. Gia, come here. Stands up and runs as if finds under the door and opens it. You run away. As hard as you run, you can hear the sounds of the creature's footsteps following closely right behind you. You look for a door and see a lone red-colored door. What will you do? Gia goes through the door. You run up to the door and open it and enter as you find yourself in a new room. It looks somewhat like a cave, with crystal cave spikes growing from the cavern wall. The color of the room is dark, dim, and red. You can now hear the echoing footsteps of the monster behind you. How can you escape? How can you get away from this thing? Find the sharpest creature crystal, and that is the size of a sword, and takes it with me. You find a sharp crystal and take it with you. This may be useful for you, as it looks like the monster is now right behind you, about to strike your back with full force. What will you do? Gia keeps running. You keep running and keep hearing the footsteps of the monster. You run for a while, when suddenly the monster rears up and charges at you. You can now see its face, its fangs. It jumps at you. Will you now only have one chance to live? What will you do? Gia, you're in trouble, girl. You better run, run. Gia says, jumps it and stabs its eye and runs and off and doesn't look back. You jump and stab the creature in the eye. It roars in pain and falls over, allowing you to run away. You look back and see the monster is lying on the ground in horrible pain, clutching its eye. You now have the chance to escape, and as the monster can give chase. Do you leave the monster behind or do you finish it off? If I were you, Gia, I would run. Tears up and walks to it as I stabbed its other eye. As I stab its head that dies, you stab the monster and it is no longer alive. You have killed a massive, horrifying monster that had been chasing you this whole time. You are left alone, for now at least. What will Gia do? The thief is running away and looks for an exit. After running for a long time, for the first time you can see an exit out into the outside world. You can see the light outside growing more and more bright. Do you leave and return to the outside world? If so, you can finally escape from your tormentor. And Gia runs to the exit and jumps out as they jump out from the dark place. You exit the dark place and manage to leave the underground, finding yourself back outside again. Though you are underground, it seems like no time had passed. This is good. You have managed to escape from your horrible monster. But are you truly safe? Flies off to a different ground, according to Gia. You managed to escape the nightmare, or did you? Are you really safe? Who knows? Perhaps this will end your suffering, or perhaps your torment has only just begun. and your pain is only getting started. Lands on land and notice Infinite was there, not again. Wait, lands on land I notice. Infinite was there, not again. As I fainted as he comes towards me. Infinite sees you and walks towards you. As you pass out before him, he smiles and says to himself, the game begins once more. Your pain has only just begun. Here we go. Dia wakes up. You awaken, and you are now inside of a prison cell. You see Infinite walking away from you, saying, your torment starts now. The music is spot on, by the way. Wait, what? As I go into the prison cell, bars and yells, what did I do? Infinite then stares right at you, and you can see a smiling, sadistic expression. Oh, my darling, there is no escape, you see. There are many ways to torment, to torture, and my favorite way is to simply break one's will. Infinite then walks off, leaving you to sit there and think. Gaps, falls to her knees and tears up. Am I a slave? And sees my clothes has changed to different ones. With black shirt, dark blue shorts, with black and red boots, and doesn't have my red coat on and my watch on, along with my gloves. The music gets hard. Oh, my dear, you can wear whatever you wish, but you're still my slave. You will do as I say, or else you will meet a fate far worse than that. Dear backs away. You changed my clothes on me when I was asleep? As I blushed. That means you have seen my scars. This is getting nuts. Infinite laughs and nods his head. I have seen them all your scars, all your tears, so much weakness, all so pathetic. Infinite walks away, and his laughter slowly fades as you watch him leave. Get back here. Now what? Sit at the cell's bed and thinks. It is now just you and your thoughts. You are now his captive, and there's nothing you can do about it. You are left with thoughts as to what Infinite's next move will be, and what your own role in the game he is playing will be. Oh boy, this is gonna get nuts. I I think it's gonna get bad for Gia. Thinks there has to be a way to escape. Then as my wings come out, comforting me, as I gently pet them, at least I have you. Pets them gently. Just then, the doors to your prison cell open, and you see a very tall, slender figure with an all black appearance and red eyes. His eyes. Oh, does it get spicy? His eyes glow bright red as well. As he approaches you, you sense a strange, ominous presence. A presence which tells you that this man is not to be trifled with. What will you do? Gia decides to look up. The man looks down on you with his ominous red eyes. He then stares at you for a long time, and then speaks in a calm but sinister tone. Welcome to my world. You are now in the hands of Infinite. What will you do? What will you do? Gia looks away. What does he want with me? Infinite takes off his hood, revealing his black hair, red eyes, and imitating smile. You can now see the red, evil look on his face more clearly. You are gonna find that nothing will be the same. I am your new master, and this is where you will spend eternity. Unless you do as I say. Ooh, this is getting deep, guys. This is getting really deep. Gia backs away in shock. Infinite notices you backing away from him in shock and gives you an even wider, sadistic smile. My, you are scared of me, aren't you? I see that you see my true self, the look of fear. I love it. It makes me feel powerful. You will do as I say, or I will destroy you. Dia says, never. As I back away, that I ended up falling backwards, backing away. Oh boy, he's in trouble, guys. Infinite approaches you. His imitating smile only grows bigger and bigger. Your mind is now filled with confusion, terror, and dread. You have no idea what this monster is going to do to you. Will he kill you? Will he enslave you? What will he do? You feel you feel a fear like you have never felt it before. A primal fear that makes you want to go beg for mercy. Gia's heart races as I clench my chest in fear. Infinite picks you up by the throat, lifting you off the floor. His eyes glow red now as energy starts to build up in his hands. Last chance, unless you want to die. gasps for air as I yell, okay, 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 I give in. Infinite stops charging his attack. Infinite stops charging his attack and removes his hand from your throat. But he only does so conditionally. Good. Good. Now, your job is to serve me. Your eyes are now filled with fear and dread, but you are still his mercy. As he now looks down on you, he asks you one question. Are you going to obey your master? Dia nods. Infinite, having heard your answer, smiles sadistically. You are now his, and you will do as he says. Good. You will be my slave. You are my puppet forever. Dia falls on her knees and cries. This music is appropriate for this one. You cry. Haven't you just gained a permanent place in your life with your new master? You are now his puppet, and you will do his every command. Now rise, my puppet. Rise and serve me. Gia stands up. You stand up. Under the command of your new master, you are now a slave to the dark and monstrous overlord who is stronger than anything you faced before. There is no escape. There is no hope of victory in this situation. You are now a slave, and your fate is in his hands. This got deep. Go and serve your master. Here goes to Infinite. What is it you want me to do, master? Infinite grabs your arm and looks down on you sadistically. He stares you in the eyes and asks you a question. Are you willing to dedicate your life to serving me and only me? Gia nods and looks away. Infinite then asks you one final question. Will you do anything at all for me? Will you do my will, no matter it may be? Nods and looks down, Gia. Infinite stares at you now with a more sadistic smile. He sees your submission as confirmation. Good. Now know this. No matter what happens, know that you are mine. Mine forever. 5 stars out of 5, by the way. And because, guess what? The next day you are ordered to do various chores by Infinite. It seems that his plans to have you working as a servant forever now. You are now a slave and will do everything he tells you to do forever. Oh, here's the music. Oh, that's good. Starts cleaning. This is stupid as I ended up scrubbing the floors. Your mind quickly fills with anger and resentment. You'd have never had to do these kinds of manual tasks before. And you didn't expect that the job of being Infinite's slave would do anything like this. You are now forced to do the worst and most menial labor, all under the instruction of your new master, who stands behind you, looking on with. Let's see what the next words are. Looking on with. Looking on with sadistic glee. Of course. This music is hard. Good choice. What? I'm cleaning, am I? Just for you, master. And continues scrubbing the floor. Infinite continues to stand behind you with all sadistic glee. He enjoys this. All of your anger and frustration only brings him greater and greater joy. He's just doing this to torment you further. Even now, he sees you as nothing more than a. I'm gonna say the next words are puppet. Considering that the words are puppet. He sees him more than a useless plaything. A puppet who will do anything for him, and soon your fate will be much worse indeed. 12 hours later, as I finish cleaning, as I go to my bedroom upstairs and looks out to the moonlight sky at my window, calming my heart. I have a bad feeling Gina's in trouble. Worse than this. There's no way. You are left to yourself, as it has been a long and exhausting day. Even still, you remember that you are in Infinite's control. And now, you have become nothing more than a servant, a slave. For now, he is happy. But his plans for you are even worse indeed. Oh boy. This story is getting nuts. Touches my window as I gaze onto the stars. Try my best not to cry. You are alone in your bedroom. Nothing but the moonlight hitting the window and the bed to keep you at bay. Nothing else in the world, nothing other than you and Infinite. You now know that Infinite truly plans to use you as nothing more than a mindless servant, a plaything, something he can control. You now have been reduced to nothing more than a slave to his will, his desires, his thoughts, his feelings. It is now just you, alone in a prison with your new master, for all eternity, or until he decides to use of you for higher purposes. And that truly terrifies you. Oh boy, he is in trouble. All that, he is in trouble. No cap. Falls on my knees crying. Your tears fall on the floor. You are now stuck in a place where the only source of comfort you have is your ability to cry. And your master, who who is the only source of your sorrow, doesn't even care that you are crying. He just sees you not as nothing more than his property, his plaything, and you feel nothing but pain and horror and terror. And you know that you have just become the property of a madman and you have no means of escaping. He is in terrible danger now. If I were to guess, I'm just giving this a guess, guys. Infinite, there is no way Infinite will let Gia escape. No way. Not after what he's been doing. 5 months later. 5 months as a slave. Under Infinite's orders, you are now nothing more than his property, his puppet. Your life is nothing more than obedience, work, and servitude. First time I ever heard that word. You are now nothing more than a mere tool for infinite desires, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the first time I heard the word servitude. Wakes up and tries to take a bath, then he gets dressed for the day. As I look out the window, that snow has fallen. You dress accordingly for the cold weather. You then go down to the kitchen, where you're met by Infinite, who orders you to do the dishes. Well, I expected that. You are to do the dishes. I expect them to be finished as quickly as possible, or you elves you will be punished. Yes, master. As I take off my coat and starts the water and does the dishes. Infinite stands behind as the slave watches the dishes with his Jia. As you work, he is watching you carefully. He is constantly studying you, looking for any weaknesses he can exploit. He wants to bend you to his will in eternity, make you a mindless drone, and if you fail to obey, you will be punished. Dude, no cap. You need to get out of there fast. Gets nervous as he watches me do the dishes. Then my heart beats fast in fear, though I'm trying to control it. Infinite notices your fear, and it brings him joy. He knows that you fear him. He wants you to fear him, because fear makes you obedient. It makes you obey his orders. It makes you his slave. He can see you shaking as you wash the dishes, and he smiles sadistically. Dia needs to run. Finishes doing the dishes as I dry them and put them away, and puts on my coat, trying my best for the heart not to race. Infinite orders you to go to your room and stay there. You do as he says. You now have to wait to get his orders. You are nothing but a tool to be used. You have no means of escape from this fate. All you can do is hope that eventually lets you go and has mercy on you. But deep down, you know that is nothing but a fantasy, because Infinite has no mercy. He is now the controller of your life, and he has no qualms about using that power to make you feel nothing but torment. Qualms? That's the first time I heard that word too. This music hits hard. You can tell with the music choice, guys, that Gia puts really good music for this situation. So good job. Walks to my room and shuts it as I sit at my desk and draws in my sketchbooks that Infinite gave me and thinks. By the way, Gia is a good artist. Walks to my room and shuts it as I sit. Thinks to myself, has a flashback of him bringing a box full art supplies and leaves it on my door. And I cried that day he took me in and a flashback. Holds my sketchbook to my heart. He loves to draw. You sit at your desk in this very room that Infinite has generously allowed you to stay in. You sit working on your art. You are now nothing but an artist that is forced to obey the orders of a ruthless and merciless monster. You are now nothing but his slave. Your old life is nothing but a distant memory. The only thing you can do is hope that one day Infinite will let you go. But deep down you know there is no way out of this. He owns you, you belong to him. Guys, now that I'm reading this, I want to do a chat AI thing. No cap. Start drawing some drawings and hangs them on my wall as I go to my bed and lays down as my heart calms down slowly. You lay in your bed, your very own bed that Infinite has kindly given you to sleep in. You are now under his complete and total control, and now you rest. Rest while you still have the chance. Rest as Infinite waits, waiting until he decides it's time for you to serve him. Sleeps peacefully. You sleep an hour or two before you're suddenly woken up by the sound of your door being flung open. You look up to see that Infinite has come into your room. You see the red, sadistic glow of his eyes. You are now in the hands of a man who has an insatiable hunger for ultimate power. And now, he wants you to show him your drawings. He wants to do what he says, or else you'll be punished. Gia gets up from her bed and hands him a sketchbook gently. Infinite the Jackal. Infinite takes the book from you. You can see that his eyes are glowing even redder now. He opens it and looks at your drawings. And the music begins. Ah, these are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, draw some more. I want to see more of this beautiful art. Infinite smiles sadistically. He enjoys this. He enjoys watching you do as he says. He loves when you obey his orders. The music hits hard. Oh, thank you! I looked away in shock, as I think he likes it. Covers my face, turning a little red. She's blushing. Infinite smiles wider now. You are nothing but a tool for him to make use of. He wants to see your art. Your life now belongs to him. You are now a slave that can use to his every desire. And your art, it brings him joy. You are now his artist. You are now nothing more than a puppet under the control of a powerful being like no other one ever seen. And you are powerless to do anything. Now, draw some more for your master. A little fumble there. Oops. Alright. Infinite stares you down with his sadistic eyes. He then do what you are ordered to do, and he watches you do it. His sadistic joy is all that he is feeling right now. As he watches your work, he is a madman. A man with an insatiable hunger for power and control over others. He will not be satisfied until you're nothing more than a servant to him. This story is getting deeper and deeper, guys. Starts drawing a portrait of Infinite. As 2 hours passes by, I finished it and sees him asleep. Infinite gently taps his shoulder. Infinite wakes up and looks at you with a sadistic glow of his red eyes. He then sees what you have made, a portrait of him, and he sees the great detail you have given it. You see a look of great joy in his eyes, and he smiles. And it's not a happy smile either. Smiles at you, smiles at the portrait. My. What an absolutely wonderful piece of art, my dear. You made this? You have so much potential, my dear. I am absolutely delighted. Thank you. As I looked down shyly, Infinite smiles even wider now. You see the sadistic glint in his red eyes. He is proud of you. And now the tables have turned. For the first time, you have shown your master something that he has never known. He has found someone who can provide him with art. He he enjoys this greatly. He he wants to use you more and more now because you have something that none of his other tools would ever be able to have. You have an artistic eye, and now he wants you to make more art for him. Ooh, it's getting dark for Gia though. Looks away shyly. You can keep it if you want. As I sit down on my bed as my wings comes out to comfort me. Infinite stares at you. Keep it? Keep it? Hmm. I see that you have found my praise pleasurable. Very well then. You may continue to draw more pieces of art, and I will reward you from them. You are mine now, after all, and you must prove to me that you are worth keeping around. As such, you are more now my artist. Now, draw me some more beautiful art. Infinite smirks, looking at you. He is proud of you, and now he is waiting for your response. Will do, Infinite, and smiles a little. Then, as my eyes get very sleepy, I gently fall asleep. When you wake up, you are met by the sight of Infinite's sadistic form looking down on you. Sleeps, are you? Well then, I will let you sleep. In fact, I need some sleep myself as well. Good night, my dear. Infinite smiles one last time before leaving your room and going off to sleep. The next day, the next day you are met with by Infinite as he is standing over top of you. He is now looking down on you, waiting. You see the sadistic glint in his red eyes. It is now time to find out just how good of an artist you really are. You now have to draw something for your master, and you fear the consequences if you refuse to do so. Now, show him what you have, artist. Show him your worthiness. This is getting very dark, very fast. 3 hours later, I drew him 5 drawings of roses with different colors, and one with him holding one as it glows. I I did it. 5 drawings for you as I tried to catch my breath and slowly comes down and hands it to him gently as I backed away catching my breath. The music it hits hard. It's good music choice. You hand Infinite your beautiful masterpieces, and he looks down at them with sadistic glee. My. These are absolutely wonderful. They bring me such joy, such incredible joy. And now, as promised, I would like to reward you for your effort. What would you like, my dear? Whatever you want, just tell me. And if it is within my power to give, I shall give it to you. Anything, anything you want. I will tell you what is not in on a menu. Freedom. Looks away. I would like to see the beach and look for new objects and ideas for drawing more for you. As I backed away, covering my face. Infinite smiles as he snaps his fingers. When you open your eyes again, you are met with the sight of the ocean. A beautiful ocean. There are many beautiful shells and other such items to be found as well. You have been brought to the beach. A beach for you to look and find wonderful inspirations for your art. Whoa! Falls back so I get myself up and fixes my eyes from the bright colors of the beach and looks around and explores. Do you see how beautiful this all is, my dear? How this can inspire you with countless pieces of art? I am giving this to you because I want to see how you will create. And I know this will be undoubtedly lead to you creating something beautiful. So go ahead, find your inspiration, and I am confident you shall find more than you would ever hope for in this beautiful world. Let's see how Dia says something. Walks and looks for shells as I gently pick them up and put them in my bag to bring them to the castle, and finds a crab and pokes it as it pinches my finger. I start running to try to fling it off. I see you have encountered a crab, my dear. Just be careful with it. It can prove to be the most vicious. But I have faith that you will be okay. It's just a little hurt certain. You will be okay. Go ahead and touch it again. The pain will stop. Believe me, the pain will stop. I promise you. Go ahead. Do it for me. For your master. If it is sadistic, Lynn slowly becomes wider, saying that you are now in pain. Gets nervous and touches it. Then suddenly a seagull takes it away. Huh? My. It appears that fate has saved you, my dear. Even the seagull understands your value and took the crab away so it would not harm you. It is as I feared. The crabs here are very, very vicious. They will not hesitate to hurt you. But you are safe now, my dear. You are safe now. You notice that sadistic glint in Infinite's eyes. He has a deep sadistic pleasure in your misfortune. Looks at him. Are you okay, Infinite? As I gently look at him with worried eyes. Of course, I am more than fine, my dear. In fact, I am happier than I have ever been. I've seen you suffering, and being in danger makes me extremely happy. The fact that your hand was just in pain only made me happier. So you see, you have no need to worry about me, my dear. He smirks again as he looks down on you. Gets nervous and sees a crab by his shoulder about to pinch his ear. Um, Infinite, look, then pushes him down as the crab crawls away. As I pushed Infinite over, I fall on top of him. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. There was a crab about to pinch you. I had to do something. Oh, that might be a bad move. At first, Infinite looks down at you and he is angry. He is furious. Why you? Why you? The audacity. Do you have any idea who I am? Who you are dealing with? Do you? You little insolent, worthless something. Ah, that felt good. Thank you, my dear. I was afraid the crab would. He smirks down at you, and you can feel his sadistic pleasure. He is truly happy now. Gia looks away, worried as I get on off of him. I'm sorry. Infinite continues to smile sadistically at you. You can see that he is truly happy now. He is pleased that you are worried. He is pleased that you are afraid of him. He is pleased with you. My. Don't worry about me, my dear. I can defend myself from a simple, worthless, inconsequential crab. That is that one. He smiles even wider now. His sadistic glow is growing brighter. You are now his precious artist, his one and only. Okay. As I get up and turn around, as I blush, thinking to myself his chest fur was soft. It felt like a cloud. Be very careful what you wish for, Gia. Be very careful. Anthony continues to smile as he gets up and begin to examine his soft chest fur. You can see that he is looking down on you, watching you, and it seems that he is even blushing as well. Oh, this is getting nuts. I, you find my fur soft? Do you, my dear? Dear blushes. What? Who? Me? Uh, uh, I, I. Yes, you, my dear. You find my fur soft. He smiles even wider now. The sadistic glint in his eyes is growing even brighter. And with it, you see that his right eye is now glowing red. It has started to glow red like his left eye. He is now blushing even more. He is pleased with your response. Um, Infinite stares down at you, smiling sadistically as you stammer and stammer. You can tell that he's very much enjoying your embarrassment. He has never experienced this feeling before, and now he is enjoying the power that he holds over you. 5 hours pass by as the sun slowly starts to set, and Infinite is looking for Gia. And she's completely in her own world, staring at the sunset as her black hair glimmers to the sunset. Infinite stares at you, watching you as you stare at the sunset. His sadistic grin continues to grow wider as he enjoys your embarrassment. He cannot get enough of it. He now starts to approach you as a sadistic voice calls out to you. My dear, my artist, I command you to move and look at me. Move and look at me. Do it. You see that sadistic glint and his red eyes grow even more now. He is truly enjoying this. He turns around and looks at him as I move to his direction. Infinite is smiling sadistically now as he looks down at you. Ah, you can look at me now. So, what do you think? He is obviously mocking you, and it seems as though he is trying to get a rise out of you. He is now trying to provoke you into fighting him. He wants to hurt you. He wants to torment you. He wants to kill you, and he's currently smiling evilly in the anticipation of what he knows to come. What I think? If it continues to stare down at you, waiting for your response, he is curious to see what you will say. The sadistic glint in his red eyes is growing wider and wider. Now, growing to dangerous proportions. You have a bad feeling inside of your chest. The feeling is saying that he is about to become sadistic again. And this time, it seems like he will not hold back. Gia is in trouble. Walks to him. If it continues to stare at you, waiting for your response to his question, he is impatient now. You can tell whatever you say to his question, it must be right. If your answer is wrong, he will be upset. And if he was upset, well, you do not want to know what happens when he is upset. It is not good at all. Even in his current state, he could still cause you more harm than anything else in the ever witnessed. So you better answer correctly. I'm looking at you, am I? Infinite looks down at you, the sadistic glint in his red eyes grows even wider, and he smirks down at you as he gives you a response. He is satisfied with your response, but now it seems like he wants you to say something more. Yes, you are looking at me, but do you like what you see? His sadistic grin continues to grow. Gia blushes. I. Wings come out and flaps in an excitement. Infinite laughs at his stuttering and stutters in delight. The in him is growing stronger. The more you stutter, the happier he gets. Ah, ah, this is perfect. Just perfect. Don't you agree, my dear? Dia says, okay, I. Is something the matter, my dear? It seems like he's trying to tease you. He's trying to get a rise out of you. You are starting to be nervous, and that just makes him smile even more. He is now starting to approach you slowly, and as if he is trying to imitate you. His entire demeanor has changed now. You are now faced with a sadistic presence of someone who is far more evil, far more dangerous, and far more vicious. You are now faced with the sadistic demon Infinite. Gia is now in trouble, folks. This is getting worse for Gia. No, 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 no. As I cover my face while my heart races. Infinite keeps moving closer and closer to you. The sadistic glint in his red eyes continue to grow wider. You notice his sadistic energy around him. It's almost as if he is trying to make you nervous. But why? Why does this evil being have planned for you? Something bad. Gia's heart races very, very fast. I get dizzy and falls to the ground from my heart pressure being pressured that I fainted. Infinite takes note of this as he smirks watching you to the fall to the ground. And she goes down. Right on cue. Now, let us see what happens next, my dear. I cannot wait. He smirks, his sadistic aura growing stronger and stronger as he fall to the ground and faint. And Gia is in trouble again. So you are now unconscious and Infinite is happy. Hmm. Now, let's see what happens next. What will I do to her? That is the question. Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Francis and Hedgehog Reacts and Be My Servant Part 7, made by Gia the Dark Angel. This story just took a serious turn. As we saw last time, Gia was rewarded the beach after she showed Infinite her art, but then Infinite's sadistic glow made Gia nervous and she fainted. But this is not just your normal Gia faint scenario. This is going to get somewhere. And speaking of somewhere, hit that like, hit that share, and make sure you guys check out Gia the Dark Angel, the creator of this series. Alright, let's get into today's story, Be My Servant Part 7. Here we go. Infinite is now extremely satisfied with your answer. His sadistic grin now reaches his maximum with, ah, well, thank you, my dear. You are very cute when you blush. I like it. It makes me very happy. I am glad you like my appearance. Do you find me beautiful? Do you, my dear? He then stares even more intently at you, waiting for your response. Oh boy. His music is good. As I wait, I was about to say my response. It starts raining fast. As I lost my words, that my hair gets in my face as the rain comes pouring down. Ah, rain. It's it is such a relaxing thing to experience, is it not? Do you like walking in the rain, my dear? His sadistic grin continues to grow wider and wider. Fixes my hair out of my face. I never did before, sadly. I am usually indoors. Ah, don't be sorry, my dear. I see nothing to be sorry about. Do you? He smirks and looks down at you. Now, the sadistic glint in his red eyes grows even brighter now. You are now in his power, and you are in a bad situation. His sadistic glare at you is now like a knife cutting straight into your heart. You can feel the threat that he poses, and you see that the threat that he poses, he is the monster in the darkness. Hmm? He looks down at you like an animal looks at his prey. Yeah, he is in trouble. Are you afraid of me, my dear? Do you fear me? You can tell that he's trying to provoke you into reacting, into responding in fear to him. His sadistic grin reaches his maximum width. That is what he wants, for you to be afraid of him, as he takes pleasure in you fearing him. No, Infinite says, ah, so you do not fear me. Very, very good, my dear, because I do not like cowards. Now, why do you not fear me? Because I take you more. Because I take you more than my master, since I am your slave. I smile warmly. Infinite begins to laugh sadistically now, laughing even in the middle of the rain. He is amused by your response, and he is enjoying this. Well, my dear, you are a very amusing little toy. Are you ready to serve me as my good little pet? His sadistic grin is brighter now than ever now before. You're clearly in his power, and you are at his mercy. Gia gets silent. Let's just go home, please. His sadistic grin turns into a sadistic smile. He knows that you will do everything he wants. And the truth is, you want to. You are in his claws now. This is the moment that you become his forever. There will be no leaving my side, my dear. Now, I will ask you again. Are you ready to submit to me as your master and obey all my commands? His sadistic stare continues to stare you down. This is your last chance. Will you submit to him? Gives him a death glare. Ooh, geez, we're gonna fight back. You are giving him the eye now. You are challenging him. You are showing that you are not afraid of him, and he is amused. He continues to stare back at you with smug look in his eyes. Oh, G is trying to fight back, guys. This is good. Infinite says, well. It seems like I have a quite the little rebel on my hands. Aren't I lucky? He smirks evilly now. He is enjoying that you are challenging him. In my opinion, Gia is going to try to win this. He has to. Gia blushes, then clenches my heart, and looks at him with anger. Is that all you think of me as your pet? Your plaything? What is the matter with you? Don't you take me as a friend or no, your crush? As tears run through my face, as the rain flows as well. Infinite begins to chuckle sadistically now. He has broken you, and now he has claimed you, and he is enjoying the power that he has over you. Ah, so now you are not simply my pet. You are now my friend, my crush. He smirks evilly again before he then chuckles. You are so amusing, my dear. I love you now. Do you love me too? Oh my goodness. Let's see where this goes. Of course I love you. Gaps and covers my mouth, blushing, looking away. Infinite begins to laugh statistically now. He has broken you, and now he is enjoying every last second of his victory as the rain keeps falling. He stares at you with sadistic satisfaction, all while smiling evilly. Now that he has claimed you with just one simple sentence, all while smiling smugly with sadistic satisfaction, you are now at the mercy of Infinite. Wipes my tears as my wings are wet and heads to the castle. With one swift movement, he picks you up and places you on his shoulders as he begins to head back to the palace. After all, who will stop him? Who is strong enough to stop him? No one. You now belong to him, and there's nothing you can do about it. Blushes and rests my head on his shoulder as he slowly falls asleep. Infinite sees your unconscious body laying on his shoulder, and smiles even more sadistically now. He is enjoying that you are vulnerable to him, that you are sleeping on his shoulder. He will protect you now, in his way, as his pet, as his toy, as a slave, as his love. Oh, this is getting nuts. At the palace, you are taken to his private quarters, and it's a lush and luxurious room. And he places you gently onto his bed. You are now in his palace, and you are now in his mercy for the rest of your life, and he's enjoying every last second of this experience. Next day as I wake up. Hmm. Oh, I love the Gia's new profile picture here. I love it. In the morning, you wake up to an incredible surprise. You wake up to find yourself in a bedroom that can be described as luxurious with a large canopy bed in which you are currently laying in. On the wall, you see a wall covered in plush toys. And and on your bed, right next to you, you find Infinite laying right next to you. He is asleep right next to you. He has his arm around your shoulder. Gia blushes and thinks to myself, is this his room? Infinite is sound asleep, and he is extremely peaceful. He looks happy when you see his face again. You see his cruel, sadistic grin, and you can tell that is even in his peaceful rest, he is still he is still smiling evilly. Even in peace, he is sadistic. Even his peaceful state, he gives us a menacing energy. He is simply infinite. His presence alone is enough to scare you and give you goosebumps, even when he is resting. Infinite is infinite, everybody. He always sleeps with his mask on. In my opinion, yep. To your surprise, yes. He always sleeps with his mask on. Even when he sleeps, he still has a sadistic grin on his face. His eyes are still covered. Even while he sleeps, his face stays exactly the same. His sadistic grin stays exactly the same. Even when he sleeps, he remains sadistic. Blushes and sees him sleeping and turns away. Infinite remains calm and sleeps peacefully as I look over him. Even in sleep, even in peace, his sadistic grin still stays exactly the same. His eyes are so covered, his presence still so menacing. You can tell that he's dreaming. Even though you cannot see his eyes, you can sense that he is staring right at you. Even in sleep, even in peace, even in the midst of the most peaceful of rest, he is still simply infinite. Infinite remains completely still as you move. He never even woke up. He remains as he was, in complete peace, in the midst of his sadistic and murderous dream. He remains at peace, as his sadistic grin remains on his face. Even as he sleeps, no one can disturb his peace. No one can affect him. He is simple unless he lets them. He is simply infinite. Felt sudden pain, Gia felt sudden pain in my heart. Infinite never feels her pain, neither emotional nor physical. He remains asleep in his bed, as his sadistic grin remains. Even in peace, even as he sleeps, his mind, his soul, his heart, he is peaceful. He is at peace. He is the one who is truly at peace. As his grin remains sadistically as he dreams his murderous, sadistic dream. Hmm. Evan begins to wake up soon, and his eyes open. You see something rather interesting. Even though half his face is covered in a black, skull-like mask, you can tell that his eyes are even growing a bright red. Even in the darkness of the room, you can see his glowing red eyes. even sleeping, even when he is vulnerable, even at his most peaceful. Infinite is still simply infinite. Gia covers her neck and gets nervous. Infinite notices your nervousness as he is now fully awake. He stares at you with his growing red eyes, staring down at you with his same sadistic, evil, gold-like mask covering his face. He is still smiling. His grin is even wider now, as his sadistic eyes are growing ever brighter. He looks away and goes under covers. Infinite watches you as cover yourself in the blankets. He then lets out at a sadistic laugh. Your fear pleases and satisfies him immensely, as his eyes continue to grow red while he enjoys your nervousness and fear. His sadistic, cruel smile now grows even wider. Ah, it seems I made you very, very uneasy. Hmm? His sadistic smile then turns into a sadistic grin as his eyes glow red brighter. Throws a pillow at him. Stop staring at me like that. And Gia blushes, going under the cover of the blankets. Infinite sees the pillow being thrown at him. He doesn't take it very well at all. He is extremely annoyed as his sadistic smile turns into a sadistic grimace, and his eyes glow red more out of annoyance now. He will not take this disrespect. No, he will not. Gia just did something horrible. Ah, do you think you really are in a position to order me around, my dear? He is extremely angry now, and you can tell this. His glowing red eyes show this clearly. It would be best to obey him. Throws another pillow at his face. Stop staring at me like that then. Infinite sees his pillow thrown at him again, and that is the last straw, and he is extremely angry. After you threw the pillow at him, he immediately jumps out of the bed onto his feet. He glares at you with a sadistic expression, now rather than his normal sadistic smile and grin. He is extremely displeased. Gia just threw a pillow at her master. That's not good. That is not going to end well. You disrespect this. You disrespect me? Are you out of your mind, my dear? He is utterly and completely insulted. Geo says, "What's the matter, Archangel?" But your tongue sticks my tongue out. Meh. Infinite is furious. You have pushed him too far much. You have pushed him too far. And unlike his normally acts, he is now going to make you pay. She is trying to fight her way out now. Let's see if she wins this. Oops. Let's see what that one says. He walks over to you and grabs the top of the blanket. He then rips it completely off. Your body is now completely exposed to him. Infinite remains completely silent as he stares at you with his glowing red eyes. His sadistic expression still remaining on his face. You are now completely... Oh, it's censored. That's what it is. Then it's gonna continue. Infinite's demonic smile gets even larger as he continues to choke you. His grip tightens further. He is enjoying the feeling of having you at his mercy and is happy to see you struggling. Gio's struggles. Infinite then turns to you with a sadistic, growing, grinning face and skull-like mask covering his face. He then leans down into your face and speaks with an evil, sadistic voice. Do you have anything to say? He squeezes a grip on your neck even tighter now, as his sadistic face is even closer to you now. His eyes are still glowing bright red. He is enjoying his power. He enjoys the way you are completely at his mercy. His grip continues to tighten. Gia says, no, no more. Infinite then leans close to you. Your face now is right next to his demonic, sadistic, skull-like mask. In a low, deep, demonic, and sadistic voice, he whispers these words in your ear, and you can feel his breath on your face. As your eyes grow even wider from seeing the sadistic face right next to you, even so, up close, he is still smiling sadistically. Now, what should Infinite do with you? Gia slowly closes eyes, about to black out. Infinite's sadistic smile continues to grow wider as he watches you fall conscious in his grip after you close your eyes. Your body limps and slumps in his grip as you fall unconscious in his arms. He then puts your unconscious body down on the bed and looks at you with his glowing red eyes. My dear, it seems though you let me knock you out. Now, what should I do with you now? I wonder what would be the most fun. Gia is grasping for air. Infinite leans over you. Infinite leans over you as your eyes open from being unconscious. His demonic, sadistic, and skull-like mask covering his face completely now. His glowing red eyes now in full view. He stares down at you with an evil, sadistic smile. And he still has his sadistic grip on your neck. He has kept his grip on your neck just in case you wake up. She is in trouble. And this time, I don't think she's getting out of it. Seems like I woke you up, my dear. My apologies. So sorry. He is mocking you. He is clearly enjoying this. He has no remorse whatsoever. Gia looks up in his eyes as my eyes slowly get tired. Infinite lets go on your neck as your eyes look up into his glowing red eyes. He then removes his entire black skull-like mask, now revealing his aesthetically, demonically grinning face in full view. You can now see his glowing red eyes and all the horror. He stares down at you with his sadistic face fully revealed. Oop. 6 hours later. Infinite has been watching you for 6 hours. As you lay unconscious on the bed, you now wake up. To the side of Infinite, with its sadistically, demonically grinning face fully revealed, looking down at you. You can see his glowing red eyes and their demonic and sadistic smile, and his voice completely visible video. Excuse me. You see even his masculine face looking down at you. His demonic, sadistically grinning face fully exposed. You can feel a deep feeling of fear within you as you see his glowing red eyes looking down at you. His sadistic smile and voice now completely visible to you. Infinite Infinite continues to stare down at you as you can see his glowing red eyes staring straight through you. His acidic grin stays on his face. It is clear that he's not happy that you have awakened, and he is happy to bring you more punishment and torment. Pulls him close to his chest. You're so soft. To your surprise, Infinite is suddenly grabbed by you and pulled close to you. He looks down and stares in your eyes. You are confused. He is confused. As your eyes meet his sadistically grinning demon face is directly in front of you. The feeling of fear you are feeling is unimaginable. Your eyes are complete contact with his red glowing eyes. Boops his nose. Oh, nice boop. Though he was initially a little surprised, he now boop his nose. The boop is a little bit ticklish, and he actually laughs. He actually liked that. This confuses you. He liked that. He was supposed to hate it, and yet he laughs. However, you feel the fear in your heart. It's not going away. Gia blushes and looks away. He stares at you, his face clearly blushing now. His statistically grinning demon face looks down at you as he remains completely silent. This is the most bizarre thing that you would have seen him all day. Why would the demon even enjoy being booped? He was supposed to have hated it. Gia nuzzles against his nose. That is getting cute. This story is getting cute. He is very shocked and very clearly caught off guard. He is confused, but he still seems to be enjoying this. His nose is still being nuzzled, and he is still blushing. His sadistically grinning demon face staring down at you as it remains blushing. Gia nuzzles more on his nose and giggles a little. The nose nuzzling continues, and you can tell that he's enjoying this. You can't help but giggle a bit as well. Your cheek is now being nuzzled, and you can feel the demon's soft lips against your cheek as he continues to nuzzle you. He is still blushing profusely. It's getting cute. He continues to nuzzle you. He then looks into your eyes, his red eyes still glowing, and then he starts to smile, a sadistically grinning smile again, as he pulls back and looks down at you. This time, wearing a sadistically grinning smile, he then looks down at you and nuzzles against your cheek, and Gia giggles. He starts laughing now, a sadistically grinning laugh, his eyes still glowing red. He then holds you in his arms gently and starts to rock you gently, and he keeps on smiling in that same sadistically grinning way. And he keeps on rocking you gently. He begins to hum a comforting song to you. Ooh, this is getting cute. As I listen to his humming. He still continues to rock you in his arms gently, as he hums a comforting hum to you. The song he is humming to you is a calm and comforting song, though you can't really make out the words. The rocking and humming continues, and you find that you are falling asleep again. The demon continues to hum to you as Gia falls asleep. He notices you nodding off and slowly dozing off to sleep. As you do, so he continues rocking you back and forth, and he continues to hum a comforting tune to you as you fall asleep in his arms. Aw, that is getting cute. You sleep soundly as the demon holds you close and he rocks you. You can tell that you are safe in his arms, and he hums a comforting tune to you. Even the thought of his dynamic grinning face and glowing red eyes does not even seem to faze you as you continue to sleep soundly in his arms. The next day, Infinite Star continues to rock you in his arms. He then notices you to start to wake up as the day continues. As you slowly open your eyes, you find yourself in Infinite's arms, and the first thing you see is his glowing red eyes. His aesthetically grinning demon face so visible to you underneath his skull-like mask. He is still humming a comforting song to you. Gia wakes up. He then notices you waking up, and now he starts smiling even wider. The glowing red eyes are now in full view, as his aesthetically grinning demon face looks down at you now. As he stares down at you with his aesthetic red eyes, he seems so incredibly happy and amused. As he continues to hum his tune right in your ear, as he looks at you with his acidic red eyes. Gia gently pats his ears and looks at him. This is starting to be more cuter than it should be. I love it. You find that his ears are very soft, and as you pet his ears, he likes it. He continues to smile down at you as he hums the same comforting melody. As you look and you see that this demon has a very soft side to him. And as he continues to hum that comforting tune to you, your fear begin to go away. I wonder, however, guys, I don't think Gia's fear is going away anytime soon. Not with Infinite around. Miles, morning Infinite Cool. He continues to hum that comforting melody as you look up into his eyes and you find that your fear is now gone. Even his growing red demon eyes no longer bother you. All you see are these two normal and beautiful eyes, filled with nothing more but peace. He is still smiling down at you as he continues to hum his soft melody. Pets his ears more as I listen to his humming melody. Infinite continues to look down at you with his smiling eyes. As you begin to pet his ears again, his ears are incredibly soft, and you wonder why a demon's ears would be so soft. This demon is quite strange to you, but you can't help but smile back as well. His eyes looking down at you as they are just so peaceful and kind. As he continues to hum his tune, he is still humming that same comforting song to you. My wings fold out and warped around him as I gently close my eyes, listening to his humming. As you warp your wings around him, you realize you actually feel safe in his arms. And the thought of his skull-like mask, the mask that covers his skull-like face and his eyes, which is glowing red, no longer bother you. As you close your eyes and listen to his humming, there is just nothing but soft red light. You feel safe. I doubt it. I don't know. We'll see where this goes. Gia gently touches his face on his cheek as I close my eyes that my Chaos Emerald heart in my chest glows with my powers, and his face is slowly back to normal. As I gently lose energy, I fall asleep in his arms, panting. Welcome as I fall in a deep sleep. I think that's the next word. Deep sleep to regain my energy. Infinite is very surprised as you put your hand on his cheek. After it is done, you see that the half skull like face underneath is now very peaceful and kind looking. Its eyes are completely normal, and the glowing red eyes that you were so afraid of and that he used to give you nightmares before are completely gone. As he touches his cheek, you immediately lose consciousness as you fall asleep in Infinite's arms. A month has passed, but Infinite don't know that Gia's powers would drain a lot from her heart to regain her life back. Ooh, this is interesting. Infinite continues to hold you close, and he gently continues to rock you back and forth in his arms. As he listens to your soft, gentle breathing, you are completely unconscious from your lack of energy until you suddenly feel something very small touch your cheek. Ooh boy. As I slowly waking up. You slowly awake as you feel something small and soft now holding onto your cheek. You open your eyes and you see a small, furry, black creature holding onto your cheek. Its eyes looking at you. It's soft and cute. Its body so small and adorable. Aww. Sees a little black creature. Kitten? Infinite Jackal. It's a kitten. It is so small and adorable. It's black. And its eyes are glowing a soft blue. It's just so small. And it's looking up at you. It is actually holding onto your cheek with its soft paw. You can just tell how it or how it's small and adorable. Oh, cute. Looks at the kitten and sees Infinite staring in my eyes. Infinite cool? Infinite is still staring down at you. You can't help but notice his sadistic, grinning demon face right below his skull-like mask. He's staring directly at you with his glowing red eyes. And even though the pneumatic grinning face is starting to brighten at you, you can't help but feel safe. And you still feel like you're in his arms as you hear him humming that same soft, comforting song. Gio looks up at him as I gently take off his skull-like mask off the creases his cheek gently. Hey, no need to hide your beautiful face, master. You take off his skull-like mask to find that his face is actually very handsome, soft, and kind. He has a very well-formed, well-cut, and soft face. It is no wonder why those two red eyes of his look so beautiful. Yet, as you continue to caress his cheek, he looks down at your hand. He looks at you down your hand, and then looks back up at you. And he smiles a soft, kind, and peaceful smile as he looks back down at you, humming that same comforting and soft melody. Gio smiles. Have you been humming ever since I was asleep for a long time? He looks back at you, smiling and nodding, as he hums that soft melody. As it now becomes clear to you, he had slept in Infinite's arms for a good whole month. But he had to continue to rock you in his arms while he humming a soft melody. Smiles as my wings fold out that are black and more softer. Infinite looks up at your black and much more softer wings. And the demon looks up at you, and he begins to smile wider. As he looks up at you, you see that his demon eyes are slowly but surely glowing a soft blue. And then you finally notice, his eyes are beautiful, so soft and blue, so calm and peaceful. You have seen them glow a soft red before, but they have not glowed red to scare anyone. And then you realize that this demon was not really dangerous after all. Oh, so nice. Gia smiles as you gently get close to his face, and he closes his eyes, then blushes deeply and pulls my face away, covering my blushing face as I yelled, Sorry, I didn't know what came over me. In the split moment that you bring your face closer to his, you see him lean in to nuzzle you, and his eyes light up with a beautiful soft glow, and then you pull away. As you see his beautiful soft eyes, and you are now blushing so deeply. Due to the demon that you were so afraid of for so very long has just nuzzled you. Oh, she is blushing. There is a better way to continue this. The demon is still looking down at you this time with a soft, kind, warm and calm glaze. His face is still beautiful, handsome, and soft, but this time he's looking with soft and beautiful eyes. You see that his eyes are now completely a beautiful soft blue, and you just nuzzle to your cheeks with a soft face. You have just experienced a demon's affections, and you can't help but smile. It is just so pure and so beautiful. Hee hee. That tickles a giggled. You feel his fingers run through your hair as you giggle. He chuckles a bit and then strokes your cheek with a soft hand. As he continues to feel so calm, so safe, so comforted, you really just feel like a cat being petted. For the first time, you felt that the demon's affections, you could not help but smile. The demon, instead of stopping, continues to stroke your cheek, his beautiful blue eyes still looking down at you. There's simply no stopping this. You feel his fingers stroke your cheek as the demon is still humming that soft melody. You can't help it. You are completely in his grasp now, and you cannot do anything but smile. For you, this is just so sweet, so peaceful, and it feels so good. So good. He continues to stroke your cheek and keeps humming the soft melody as he continues to your eyes, and he starts to slowly move his other hand towards your face. His blue eyes still looking into your own as he slowly brings his hand closer and closer. And Gia continues to blush. The demon has now slowly moved his hand until he's just about to touch your face with it. And then he places his hand against your cheek as he continues to gently sing to you, still with a beautiful soft blue glow in his eyes. He is looking at you with the most beautiful soft stare. So smiling, a smoothing and kind smile as he hums that smoothing melody, and he is still gently creasing your cheek. Gia starts tearing up as I listen to his melody, with my eyes closes with blush. The demon still sees you starting to tear up, as you feel the demon's hand gently brush your cheek and caress your face, and you hear his beautiful melody grow even softer and more calm, and you notice his beautiful soft blue eyes looking at you with the most genuine and soothing and kind look you have ever seen. As he continues to stroke your cheek, as he sings to you, as he continues to hum to you, tuningly, so calmly, so peacefully, as he gently, kindly caresses your cheek, as he hums to you. Gia blushes while my eyes are still closed as I gently hold his hand on my cheek, blushing very deeply as my heart skipped a beat. You gently hold the demon's small, beautiful, and soft hand on your face, and with a feel a calm and soothing warmth as the heart skips a beat, and you hear the demon singing, and now his voice is the softest voice you have ever heard, as he hums to you, as he gently hums, soothing your mind, as he gently soothing creases your cheek, as he hums to you, as you close your eyes, you hear his hum, his soft, beautiful voice, and you feel his hand still caressing your cheek. Plus is deeply infinite, as I see him stare into my eyes. You hear Infinite's beautiful and soft voice, and you notice that his beautiful soft blue eyes looking right at you, right into you. As he looks into you, he smiles a kind, soft smile, as his beautiful hand continues to caress your cheek, as he looks at you with that beautiful soft stare, as his beautiful soft eyes look into yours. You hear him now, humming at you, a beautiful, soothing, soft melody, humming at you as he caresses your cheek with his beautiful hand. Infinite deeply blushes deeply as he stared into my brown eyes. You see his beautiful face closing on yours. As he smiles, his beautiful blue eyes still holding you in place. You realize that you are now completely in his gaps, and he continues to hum as he holds you there and as he looks into your eye, into your very soul. You hear him continue this beautiful melody, his calming and soothing melody, as the demon still touches your cheek as he stares into your eyes. Something tells me that something bad is going to happen to Gia soon again. Blushes deeply with my eyes looking away. Infinite cool. His eyes grow even brighter as he finds it difficult to look away. As his hand continues to caress her soft cheek, and he is still looking into you, his beautiful soft blue eyes glowing a soft blue. As he hums his soothing melody, you feel the you feel the demon's soft hand pressing you. As you hear his humming, his beautiful soft humming. Close his eyes gently while blushing. Mia. You feel the demon's breath on your face. You see the most beautiful soft blue eyes in the world looking right at you. His beautiful hand continues to stroke your cheek. As he sings to you, you feel his hot breath as he continues to feel his beautiful soft hand pressing your cheek. And as you continue to hear his beautiful humming, as you continue to hear his beautiful soft humming, you are you are completely in rest by the demon. Infinite I blushes deeply. The demon notices your blushing, and he continues to stroke your soft cheek as his beautiful eyes shine bright, and he continues to sing to you as he stares right at you as he strokes the soft side of your face. He looks at you with a soft, cool gaze. You notice the demon's beautiful eyes have started to grow an even brighter blue than usual. His breath feels soft but warm on your face. The demon sings to you gently to you. He is singing a soothing tune as your face is warmed by the demon's hot breath. Blushes deeply. You feel the demon's fingers still moving on your soft cheek, and he is gently humming to you as you are now completely entrapped by the demon's charm. as you feel his hot breath on your cheek, his blue eyes still looking into your own. And then you notice his beautiful face is slowly moving towards your own, slowly but surely, moving towards your own face, closer and closer, while he continues to hum, to sing to you, to sing a soothing melody to you, as you feel his breath warming your face. Presses deeply closing my eyes. The demon's face was now just a couple of inches away from your own. Close, very close. And the only thing separating his face from your own were his fingers and your closed eyes. You could feel the demon's breath on your face. The beautiful demon's breath. And then the demon opens his beautiful soft blue eyes, and now he is staring directly into with those very beautiful blue eyes. And then you feel the demon's lips pressing against yours as he continues to sing to you. And Gia blushes deeply. But before you can process what is going on, the demon has already pulled away and has placed a thumb on your chin, lifting your head up. Look at your face through his beautiful, glowing blue eyes. That beautiful demon's warm breath was now on your lips. As you feel the demon's thumb on your chin, as you open your eyes, you see the demon looking right at you. His mouth is still open into a soft, mischievous, smug, and evil smile as you see his thumb rise, lifting, lifting, lifting your head. Oh, I knew something was gonna happen. Infinite, what are you doing? I knew something was gonna happen soon. He did not answer. He kept looking right at you with that mischievous smile still on his face as his thumb rose and he held your head up so he could look right at you as he brought his face closer and closer to yours. As his hot breath continued to hit you, as he looked right at you and looked right into your eyes. Hmm? This song is so good. The demon keeps looking right at you with a mischievous smile as his hand and thumb keep holding your head in place, and the demon's mouth was open. The demon's mouth hot breath on his lips, and it was getting warm. And then he finally brought his mouth to your lips. The demon brought his mouth to your lips, and then the demon closed his eyes as he kissed you. As he kissed you passionately, deeply, as he felt his lips pressing against yours. This is got too cute. Oh. Let's see. Eyes widen as he tried to push him away. He's trying to push him away. The demon was too strong, and at this moment, the demon had finally completely in his grasp. He held your head firmly and completely in his hand. Your body was in his grasp. You were helpless to do anything. As the demon kissed you, deeply and passionately, so much passion, it felt so warm, and it lasted longer than you could ever have imagined. He kissed you, and then he stopped. As he pulled away, his eyes still closed, his thumb still on your chin. Panting as it blushed deeply with shockness. The demon was still holding you with his thumb. was still on your chin, but he was panting, and now he had a smug and sadistic smile on his face as he opened his eyes, and he still had a firm grip on your hand, and he was holding you with his thumb and his fingers on your face, and then, very slowly, he removes his fingers from your face, and then his thumb, and then you're finally free. Free. But he was still holding his thumb on your chin, looking right at you. Rises deeply as my heart races. You kissed me? The demon doesn't answer. Instead, he brings his thumb from your chin to your mouth. And as he slowly and gently strokes your mouth, as he smiles that smug and sadistic smile, evil smile, and then he slowly removes his thumb from your lips, and then he removes the rest of his fingers, and still he does not answer your question. He keeps his beautiful blue eyes looking right at you. With that sadistic smile on his face, he keeps staring right at you, keeping quiet, and then Gia faints. The demon was satisfied. He had kissed you, and you had no choice but to let him, as he strokes your cheek with his beautiful fingers, and then he finally speaks while looking down at you. Yes, I kissed you, and there's nothing you can do about it, my dear. For as long as for as long as I, infinite, am still alive, you will be under my control.